Neena Wang.
Neena, happy birthday.
Wangsta. Hi, Neena. DJ Ninja. Happy birthday, Neena. Happy birthday, Neena. Wow. I'm so excited that it's your birthday. I hope you're enjoying this video. So I guess that we kind of like got closer at Bonnaroo, and you know, we're still trying to find a publisher for the adventures of Neena and Rachel at Bonnaroo. Hopefully we can find one soon, because I know we have a whole lot to write down from that. Hopefully you remember most of it.
Hey, Neena. How's it going? I was just gonna tell a little story that you probably already know because you were there. But our first date was a really great one, I think. You think? I'm guessing it was good for you because you agreed to a second one.
I think when we first became friends, like really good friends, was that night of Lewis Thompson's party. When me and Caleb went to go watch the Delta Ray show at the Hightail. And we went and watched them, and they just sounded wonderful. They just sounded like angels.
Hey Neena, happy birthday. I met you in Euro, and I remember at the end of the year, you and Molly decided that it would be the most hilarious thing to pick my hair out into a fro, and it just got so uncontrollable. I was devastated.
So I decided to bring this guitar today because a lot of my memories with you, Neena, are based around music. One of our first things that I feel like made us close was at the Childish Gambino concert in like 10th grade or something, and we went downtown. I gave you a ride, and this homeless guy was like following us around, and I thought he was gonna like accost us or something.
There was that one time when Gary texted me early in the morning, because you know Gary has this like infatuation with Neena. She idolizes her. She thinks she's the greatest person ever. And so one time during first period, I kept like my phone just kept buzzing and buzzing, and I was like, who's texting me during first period? So I checked my phone second period, and this is what she said. Neena, all caps. Neena, talk to me. Oh my id. Oh my god. Then lowercase. Oh my god. And then all caps again. Her voice is beautiful. Oh my god, I saw her close. OMG. She knew my name. She spelled it correctly. Oh my god, she knows of my existence.
I guess the first thing would be that I first met you when we were sophomores, and you were hanging out with Molly, and I thought she knew you from somewhere specifically, and I thought that you were really cool, and I was really nervous because you dressed really well. I didn't think you would like me because I don't dress very well, and I'm kind of lame.
We first met in our AP Euro class sophomore year, and you were the new kid, and you always like dressed really cool, and you like seemed very artsy and laid back, and I kind of had a girl crush on you. And so then eventually, I think one day I was just like, I like your bag or something stupid like that, and you were like, oh, thanks, and then we just sort of became friends, which is especially funny because in your letter to me, when you were telling me about like the way you viewed the first time we met, it was like completely the other way around. I was the one who was all like, oh god, I'm so great. You were the one who was like bumbling around, which was not at all how it actually went.
This one time we had been working at this bartending place. We were bartending for like this party that this guy I knew, and so like Neena was helping me with like the drinks and everything because the other person we were supposed to have like dropped out last minute. And so then like her mom called and was freaking out because she had just told her she was at a club downtown at like midnight bartending. And so like I couldn't leave yet because I still had to finish the job. And so she gets Ethan to take her home, and she's just like, oh yeah, you just take the highway, just take the highway. And so Ethan takes the highway, and I don't know what happened to them. They like ended up completely in the wrong place. They were in like Collierville before Neena like realized, wait, I think we missed the exit somewhere.
I remember you always wore like hipster clothes, and I was like this hipster chick.
She still wears hipster clothes.
Yeah, but it was a lot more sophomore year.
We really got close, you know, through art and physics and English, and I mean really all of junior year we just had with each other all the time, and
never finished it, but I'm pretty sure that there were like 5 flipbooks in there, so it's okay if we did it because it's still a pretty awesome book.
Yeah, really. I took you with the expectations to go into Three Angels and, you know, just kind of hanging out after that, but that didn't really happen like that because it turned out to be like the art walk going on Broad, and like, you know, we couldn't actually get into the actual restaurant. We just bought some hot dogs and stuff. But you kind of helped me make probably the most important life decision that I've ever made in my entire life that night. And we decided where I was going to go to college together by flipping a coin, which is the most fair way to decide anything. And yeah, that was extremely that was a really special night for me.
One of the things that we did together was, I think it was when we were still not that close. I mean, we were friends, but we didn't hang out alone very much together, so I think I was kind of nervous that we wouldn't run out of things to say, be awkward, but it didn't happen, so that was good. We went to the Swimmingly / Theoretical Monkeys concert together, and it was just you and me, and we didn't really know anyone else, and we kind of knew Luke from Mock Trial, and you knew, is it Andrew? Andrew? Okay, Andrew. And it just looked like we were weird fangirls for Luke, and he saw us, and it was super awkward.
I remember when you had a nip slip when we went skiing. Yeah, that was pretty great. And when we fell on our butt multiple times, that was pretty great. And you always do my mama kitchen, so I hope you have a really great birthday.
But we had this joke about like us being married and everything, and like being soulmates and stuff. And so then it was really great when at my Sweet 16, in front of like the entire party, you asked me to marry you, and you like got down on one knee, and you had this ring, which I still have. And so that was really cute. And we had like our anniversary, which I still remember. It was January 11th, I think. No, I'm pretty sure it's January 11th. And we also went on our first date. I don't know if you remember this. This was like a while back. This is like towards the beginning of sophomore year, I guess. We went to Fresh Slices, and then we walked back to your house, which was really cute because we sat like at the window, and it was just the two of us, and we hung out, and we got like the club sandwich, which is really, really good and everything.
Physics class with Matt, and that was good times. Mr. McCrory, Davis made us be quiet all the time, and Caleb and Apoorva were dating, which was gross, and you thought it was gross. We had good times there.
So Nina and I threw this dinner party, and it was kind of her idea, I guess. I think it was sort of a collaboration. She was the one that wanted to cook, and I was the one that wanted to do something fancy. So I said, oh, well, we can just do it at my house. And I remember her coming over, and I remember texting her at like 11, being like, you should come over to shop. And she's like, that's so early. And I remember saying, no, we have a lot to do. And so we bought 10 pounds of potatoes on accident because I couldn't find. We bought this huge sack of potatoes. We bought all this really expensive cheese and just all this different stuff. And she had this Chef John guy that she really, really enjoys just because his voice is so beautiful, almost like mine. But he makes a delicious food, so we just used all of his recipes, and we just cooked for like 6 hours. And I was still putting like the little garnishes on our little potato pancakes when everyone got there. And so everyone got there, and Ethan had this nice classy music set up, and we had all these fancy lights, and then the power went out. And so the power goes out, but then we brought out all these candles, and it just made it even more fancy. And I just remember it was awesome just because we thought there was a murder, and then we all watched the Duck song, and we all just came upstairs and attacked each other with horses. It was great.
Like when I was not planning on doing Mock Trial again, okay? I told you that. And then I went to the Mock Trial interest meeting, and you and Caleb stole Lenny the Lobster, my bobblehead hood ornament, and kept him for months. And then when you returned him to me, his claws were broken off, and apparently someone vomited on one of them. Yeah, so...
Yeah, I think that was the night that I broke
went to Old Venice, and you know, we were just going over there to eat, and then we saw Julia's card, you know, just sitting there, and we were like, okay, we gotta mess with her. Let's grab that lobster hand out of her car and get a waitress to go give it to her. And you know, it was a pretty good plan. We called the waitress and we were like, okay, Nina, waitress. Okay, waitress, we gotta, will you please just give this lobster hand over to that girl with the red bandana and the white shirt? She was like, okay, yeah, that girl over there? And we're like, yeah, totally, that girl. So then she goes and gives the lobster to the completely wrong girl, and it, like, we don't know what to do, and like they're passing it around the table and smelling, and eventually Julia has to go get her lobster hand because she's in love with that lobster hand.
Bitch. I'm wearing your shirt right now. Well, one of the shirts that you gave me, and here are my replacements to the Neena shoes. You remember those Neena shoes I got from Forever 21? And what else? Your music. Oh my goodness. You have, even though I'm nowhere near where you would like me to be with my music taste, you have definitely got me much further than where I was 2 years ago.
Also Beach House, which was great because you introduced me to a cool band, and that's another good thing about you. You just have like impeccable taste in music, which is really nice. So yeah, a lot of our memories have been musically based, which is cool because we're both musicians and we both play at churches and we both like awesome people, right? So that's cool.
Slept in a tent together, which was very interesting. And I've never been to a concert with anybody at 3 in the morning before, so that's definitely something that's very memorable. Animal Collective, it was definitely memorable. And so I think we really had a lot of bonding over music. Like, that was one of our really big connections, and that was awesome.
And another one of my favorite memories from you is the night of the e-board party. That was also just really ridiculous. I made all these cupcakes, and you had the spinach dip. And we were walking up to Peace's house, and I dropped the spinach dip, and all the glass got it, and it was terrible. But then we took it in, and we were like, no, it's okay, everyone. It's still good. Like, you can still eat it. But there was actually just glass all in it, and we just all ate glass that night. And we just told everyone that it was just like sand grains from the artichokes, even though we just ate glass.
And then in physics, there was all those silly moments, like when we stole the notepads.
And the
Or
flip
I
book.
didn't steal the notepads. I was like, why are you stealing these notepads?
I thought we should have stolen all the notepads because there was like a billion.
Yeah, he did have like a million of them, but still. Stealing is stealing. Don't steal stuff. Especially at WashU, there's that like honor code.
Forget honor code.
It seems that whenever I take you home, it monsoons every single time. Like, we'll be driving along and then we'll be fine or whatever, and then we get like 5 minutes from your neighborhood, and then it just like the heavens open up or whatever, and we're always like, what's going on? And I remember this one specific time that I was driving you home from Collierville. I think we had dinner with Borba, and I was driving you home, and I was on this back road where there were like no street lights and not a lot of traffic, and I couldn't really see anything, and I couldn't really see out of my car very well, and you were telling me something, you were trying to have like a really deep conversation, and I was just like, Neena, I'm really sorry, but I really need to focus on my driving, and I felt really bad about that.
There was one time she literally got hit in the head at least 4 times in a row, where one person shot the ball and it flew off and hit her in the head. Then it happened again. Then she said, okay, I'm moving over here, so that's not gonna happen again. The same thing happened again. Then I stood over next to her so it wouldn't hit her in the head just because I felt bad at that point. And I think someone passed it to me and I missed and it hit her in the head again. And we just said, alright, we gotta stop. We can't do this anymore. This game is done.
We always seem to do kind of sketchy things together. I don't know if you realized that. And there was that time when we went to that show together at, I don't know what it was called, some house off Highland it was like an antique store, and the only people, well, we knew Riley, and you kind of knew Michael from seeing him at Rhodes, Michael Halfon, But other than that, we kind of just had each other. And it was a bizarre house where that Bollywood movie, Mr. India, played for the whole 4 hours. Like, we kept expecting it to end, and then we would turn around and realize it was still going. And it was just those random bands. I wish I could remember what they were called. But there was those two people with like the bleached blonde hair, the guy and the girl. And they had that band. I think Pilgrim Trout played. And it was just really fun. And then that guy in his band, that was Don Coyote, which was like the best band ever. And we had to leave during it so I could make curfew. But we kept saying he looked like Monet because he wore the straw hat and he had red hair and a beard. But it was really Van Gogh. But nobody caught our mistake, and everyone just agreed with us that, yeah, you're totally Monet, even though nobody was saying the right name, and it was actually Van Gogh. But it's okay because I didn't know.
We all had comp sci together, and it started off awesome with you making this awesome, cute, jiggly panda. It was just like, happy panda, happy panda. And that class was great because me and you really didn't do anything the entire time, even though you ended up getting a 4 on that exam because you're really smart. It was awesome, and that's when we first discovered that you had a quivering chin, and that was hilarious, especially when you can't control it.
And I was your mom, originally, but then I think I became your little sister, and then recently we've decided that I'm just the baby and you're the rebellious teenager, so I don't really know what a relationship is, but I hope that it continues. So, you know, have so much fun at Wash U, and don't worry, you're gonna make so many friends, you know, like that. I know that's not even gonna be an issue for you because people just meet you and they fall in love with you.
This summer, I feel like we just hung out a lot more than we normally do, and I know, like, I make fun of you, like, saying that you're mean and stuff, but you're really awesome and nice, and I appreciate your company and your criticisms at times, but that's okay, because, so, yeah.
I love that it was just so spontaneous that we went, and, you know, just sort of, we debated, but then we were finally like, all right, let's just do this. And we did it, and it was one of the greatest times, and now we're super close, and I know we'll remain super close, and Wash U isn't too far, and like, come to Rhodes anytime.
And it didn't help the fact either. When Neena revealed that she was Spartan compliments at graduation, Gary texted me again in all caps, OMG, Neena is Spartan compliments, what? Ah! It was, so yeah, she is like in love with Neena. With good reason, too.
We made a deal that she would paddle to this little island place and I would paddle back. And the other person would get a ride in the floaty. And as we were paddling down, we crossed paths with this other group of people. And they started making fun of me because they're like, you're letting her do all the work? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I wasn't having any of that. I was just like, she got us all the way down. I was pretty impressed, actually. She doesn't have much upper body strength, but she can run. I'll give her that much.
And then junior year, I got a new phone. I got an iPhone, which was so exciting or whatever. And I was on a bus ride, I think one of our choir trips, and you texted me, but because it was so new, like I had gotten it the day before we left, I didn't have anyone's number. And I sort of recognized the number, it's like 833 something. And I was like, who is this? Or you said, this is Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? And I was like, who on earth would say that? And then when you said that it was you or whatever, I was like, oh, of course.
I just really appreciate the time when we were in my car and you were telling me about what I could do with my future and giving me this like really great pep talk, and you told me that I should do things that make me happy and not based on the teacher or the class or what I could do, but just based on what makes me happy.
Okay, we can say bye, Neena.
Okay.
Matt's gay. Bye, Neena.
One of my favorite things about you is that we have a lot in common. Like, I don't know, like our parallel universe. That's really funny because that happens a lot. And then we just always find these like weird things common between us. Like once we were both in San Francisco at the same time, and that was really weird. And just a lot of different things. But you're a really great person, Nina. I love you.
Just really, I kind of wanted to explain to you how important you've been to me over the past summer, and really just how impactful you've been on my life, and you know, just how special you've been.
Neither of us are really feeling sharers. We're kind of the men of our friend group. Like mostly our relationship is you going out and doing stuff, and then me being exasperated, but in a good way.
I don't know, just your spontaneity, you know? Like night swimming. And even though like the three of us don't go along with half of your ideas, because they're a little out there, most of them. Like the few that we do go along with have turned out so well.
See, there we go. Like you do stuff, and then I'm just exasperated and nervous. So, you know, that's us.
I mean, we went through a rough patch, and we weren't friends for a good while in there, but I really missed you, you know, like, because there's so many things that I just love about you. You just have this way. So don't forget about us, don't forget about me, and I love you. Happy birthday.
We need to really cherish this last summer we all have together and everything. And I think we've really done that, especially me and you. We've been hanging out with people and like doing all these awesome things like the Huddies and going to Hardy multiple times and just all these great things that we're all doing together. And I think it's really nice because, you know, you've really impacted all of our lives, I think, because you're just so happy-go-lucky all the time and you're so chill and you really care about all of us, and we really, really care about you. So I hope you enjoyed this video and your birthday. Love you, Nina. Happy birthday.